So welcome back. And this is what we'll be doing in this session, MBBS study plan. Now it's like, say, this study plan, the first part would be in general. That is how you should really prepare yourself. Prepare yourself so well that there should not be any trouble throughout the entire studies. Because this is, as we always say, this is like a marathon, right? It is not a sprint. It is for those long, very long, gruesome 5-6 years. So you should sustain during that entire phase. Okay. Yeah. Hello and welcome back. Just a minute. Just keep the bandwidth proper so that there is no interruption in between. Right? So this is like a marathon. So when we plan something, it is not like we will say that, okay, out of say those 24 hours, right? These many hours you'll study, these many hours you'll sleep. No, 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 that's okay, right? That is one part of it. For any of the work, there has to be a strategy. And that strategy is something which is consistent. It has to be consistent. So first thing first, you need to be physically fit and you need to be mentally fit. Now, as we have got so many students from different even countries, so that's why there is some gap in the, say, those time zones. But stick to this part physically. First thing first, what you have to do is 15 minutes is what is needed for your own self. Whether it is exam or it is a normal day or it's an holiday, any day, but these 15 minutes, they are yours and you'll definitely be spending it for your fitness, for your physical fitness. This is really, really very much needed. It's not so just it'll keep your physical body fit, but it'll keep your brain also equally fit as you'll be working for those extended long hours. Else, you have got the tempo, but what if your back is hurting? Or if there is some problem into your knees and unnecessarily, you'll not be able to enjoy anything. Right? So this physical fitness is very much important. In these 15 minutes, 5 minutes of stretch, right? 5 minutes of high intensity exercise. So whether you want to run, you want to skip, you want to jog, do it. And then rest of the 5 minutes you'll be doing some power exercise in the form of, say, some body weight exercise, and then cool down. These 15 minutes, these are yours, and don't even think of breaking this schedule. It is needed. The benefits, it is like an investment. This is your investment. Benefits will be in the long run. So that's your investment. Don't miss this simple thing. Otherwise, even on the exam day, don't fall into that trap that, yes, let me read something for these 15 minutes, right? And let me skip exercise. No, don't do that, right? So follow this thing religiously. So that's the first point, right? That's the first point. We'll just put things in this order only. That is how we'll be doing it. Second, we need to keep your brain super fit. Actually, you do everything except this. How many times have you really involved your brain into that activity which is not a medical activity? Right? two easy things. So chess is considered as very good, but in that chess you need partner. But nowadays, so chess is possible to play even on computer, right? Even on your laptop, even on your say iPads, it's possible. So chess is very good. Second, you can try for Sudoku. These are very logical games. Time spent, how much time you want to spend? Not more than 5 to 10 minutes. That's enough. Just 5 to 10 minutes a day, but again, daily. No exception, no ifs and buts, every day. It has been proved that when you are involved into any of such activities in which really when the brain has to think more logically, it will reflect into even your other studies. It will automatically reflect. Right? Because your brain is not understanding that whether this is Sudoku or this is chess, right? Right? So whether it is Sudoku, whether it is chess, or it is some medical studies. No. Right? Brain works on that principle that this is my capability and I can work on this. So it's exactly like your capability is to run, right? Is to run for let's say 20 kilometers. It really won't matter much whether you are running in one city or you are running in second city. Subject to when there are if there are extreme temperature differences, then the matter is different, but otherwise it will run. If you are good in one subject, you will automatically be good in even in other subjects also, because you will be paying. Your brain is now conditioned to do the best, right? These are all good things, right? Again, how much time I have taken? Another say 5 to 10 minutes. I'll keep writing over here 10 minutes from your entire 24-day taken, and over here 15 minutes of your entire day taken, total 25 minutes. True. Okay, now the third point. This is where things go wrong. Everything was fine, right? 15 minutes, no problems. 10 minutes, no problem. But what I said is that we require consistency. Is this easy? This is the toughest. This is toughest. We all are finest excuse makers. Finest, right? No one in the world can really beat us. We come up with such amazing excuses that it looks so convincing, right? I was having headache. I was having pain in this, that, all sorts of things, right? It was a festival, right? I studied till late night, so that's why I couldn't wake up in the morning. Agreed. But still, we have 24 hours, right? And best is bhul gaya. It happens. This is where people are overtaking you. The consistency. That story which was told to us that yes, there was a race between rabbit and tortoise. And it is this tortoise he wins. Rabbit, though he is so fast, but he loses. It's not because of that rabbit was not knowing his capability. It was because this tortoise was knowing his capability. He was knowing that if I want to beat this person, the only thing is consistency. Though I am 100 times slower, but if I am consistent, I'll reach to the destination. Out of sheer over enthusiasm and out of sheer overconfidence, he lost. This is what really happens in life. So one thing is that you have to give yourself that commitment that yes, if you really want to excel, right? You want to excel. Yeah, that's okay. Game doesn't end in 10 minutes, but who is telling you to finish the game immediately, right? Or you can solve some of the problems in the chess, right? There are so many games available. Finish within 4 moves, finish within 3 moves. They should not take more than 10 minutes. And if they are taking more than 10 minutes, ease down, right? Shift to something else. 10 minutes is more than enough. Right? Otherwise, the chess games, right, they do last for days and days. Okay, so this is the point, consistency, right? This consistency is vital. And try to do this thing. You will find that that's the toughest thing. That's the toughest thing. So we'll make this thing easier. Break it into three parts. First part, where I want you to be consistent only for 3 days, not more. Right? That should not be very difficult. For 3 days, time is yours, and even it's okay. Let's say out of 15 minutes you feel that yes, after 5 minutes I'm a bit tired, no problem, you exercise for rest of the 10 minutes in the evening hour, do it. Even that is also permitted, but somehow the total amount to be spent is 15 plus 10. That is what is needed. Okay, so that's the first phase. Once you are successful for 3 days, shift your gear, right? Shift your gear for the second part. This time it has to be for 7 days, right? This time it has to be for 7 days. And then if you are successful for 7 days, take my word for it, you are almost ready. You are almost ready, right? But still give it a shot for 30 days, right? It is like I'm just writing 30 days, else it will keep on increasing 31 to 32 to 33 to 34. It will keep on moving and it will go good. So start with a small target and then gradually keep on mounting over it, right? There is one very good book, right? Work smart, not hard. But I say disagree with just one or two points in that. I always say you can work smarter only if you have worked harder, right? You do the smart work only if you have really gone through all the nuts and bolts of that work by doing the hard work. After doing that, now you know that this is the shortcut, right? As you have played that particular game, that particular scenario so many times, right? You have spent your nights, you have spent your energy. And now if someone is playing that scenario and you will say, no, 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 do like this. As he comes over here, press this button, he'll automatically be knocked off. Right? Because now your entire, yeah, yeah, now your entire system is working on it. So this is, you work smarter only when you have worked harder. So initially, don't try to go for any shortcuts. No shortcuts. Shortcuts will come up by itself. No shortcuts. If one topic is taking time, let let it take. It's okay, right? You need to digest that topic. The way digestion is not in your control. You can't say that, okay, let this sandwich be digested in 2 3 minutes so that I can go back to my work. No, it won't. It will take its own time. Same thing is true for the brain. It will take its own time. So this is what you have to remember. No shortcuts. Take easy. Take it easy. It will come up with best of the result, and this thing varies. This thing varies from person to person. That's why you are your competitor. Right? You are your competitor. No one else is to be compared. It is you who is competing with yourself. Do remember this, right? Never ever try to compare yourself with anyone else. Then, now as it has come in comment, right? Say that Pomodoro technique, right, in which you study for say a specific duration and then you take a gap. You study for 25 minutes and then you take a gap for say next 3 4 minutes. Then once again go for the second phase and try to do that. Well, they are like fine, but then why to restrict yourself? Your capability is much higher, is much higher. So there are two things. Say in any of the say training, that is, I'm talking about fitness training. One of the training is like, see, time oriented, right? Time oriented. And second training is like goal oriented. Goal oriented. Time oriented is like, okay, run for say 25 minutes. Run for 25 minutes, right? And then you'll take a rest. In army, in the commando training, it's like run for no time duration. It is like a run for 10 kilometers and then you'll get your food. This is goal oriented thing. I'm not criticizing Pomodoro technique, right? It is okay. It is fine. But say at your stage, your efficiency is much higher, much higher. Your brains, they are in the best of their stage. So if you set a goal that, okay, this is the topic which I'll finish. That's why tomorrow in the evening hour, there is one more session. Every week we'll be keeping this session. But tomorrow's session is focusing on learn to finish. We all are experts in starting the things. Learn to finish, right? Learn to finish. The day you have learned anything to finish, right? No one can beat you because you have learned that thing which people are finding it difficult. Otherwise, say taking membership of the gym is so easy, right? People do take membership, right? 1 day, 2 day, 5 days, yes, they go. New tracks, new shoes, right? Everything, morning alarms. Yes, but as the days pass slowly and gradually, that enthusiasm, it drops. This is where those who win, they win at this junction. They win at that junction. That consistency, that enthusiasm. Now, there can be only two types of enthusiasm, only two types of motivation. One, the motivation which is external, right? There is nothing wrong in external motivation, it is completely okay, right? When you say that, yes, want to try to impress my girlfriend, that's okay, fine, why not, right? But the day she is impressed, right? The day she is impressed, so it means what? That motivation is over, right? That motivation is over. Now what? So whenever you prepare yourself for that, yes, I want to run, let's say Tata Mumbai marathon, right? Tata Mumbai marathon, yeah, that's okay. Tata Mumbai marathon, you reached to that goal, you finished it, right? You got nice medals, all happy, everything done. But the moment you achieve that, suddenly you will find that that entire charm, that entire pleasure of running next day is gone, right? You'll feel satisfied, you'll feel like, okay, now let's take some rest, relax. And then after a few days you won't feel like, till the next race comes next year, and then once again you'll feel like that, yes, I want, last year I got that medal, today also, this time also I want it, and you'll start practicing again. But it is like interrupted system. When the motivation is internal, when the motivation is internal, this is a killer system. You are doing because you want to enjoy it. You want to see yourself happy, right? People will tell you crazy, but yes, do talk with yourself. Talking with ourselves, right? Isn't it stupid? Isn't it crazy talking with ourselves? For this, it's like you don't even appreciate yourself. If I tell you that, tell me something about you, you'll start telling, I don't know this and I don't know that, right? If I tell you that, do remind, right? Remember one event in your life, and you'll come up with that event which is heavy, which is the saddest event, and then when you were shedding tears. Why? You remember that event so crisply when someone broke your heart. You remember that event so crisply when there was some accident. Why it never happens that when you try to recollect, you come up straight away on the first shot, that where you are so happy. You said that, yes, this was the event when I was the happiest, and this thing should come first. And unfortunately, this thing comes first because our brains are designed like that. We want excuse, you know, we want all excuses. That's what we said, that success is here, boss. Success is here. This is your comfort zone. Who likes to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, go out, start running? Why? We'll go at 7 o'clock. But at 7 o'clock, there is sun, right? Just after half an hour, 45 minutes, by 8 o'clock, the sun will be at its intensity. Then you will feel कि अभी तो गर्मी लग रही है. Let's go back. When will you develop your skills, strength? You have to start running at 4:30, right? 4:30 to 6:30. In those 2 hours, you have achieved that when the 98% of the people, they were into their bed, right? So over here into that study, now the things are so clear. Yeah. Now in our brain, right? Now the things are that way, that see, the next exam has been declared. You know that who are your competitors. You know who are your competitors. So it means now if you don't prepare yourself, it is like do or die situation, right? We always keep on telling that, yes, this is good, this is bad, he has done this much, he has done this much. Why? Your life is unpredictable. You have got everything, but only thing what you don't know is how much time you have got. You don't know about this part. And we spend fantastically in all those nonsense things which are of no use to us. We are experts in wasting our time fantastically, wasting in such a way that then after wasting it, we don't even realize it. We keep on chatting on WhatsApp, we keep on talking on phone for hours together, right? And what is the final output? Zero. In fact, it is negative. It is negative. After, if you say something bad about anyone, right, it's like you are giving importance to them. Why? Right? Why to give importance to anyone? Right? Think about, it's okay. I'll tell you, you go to sleep. And then when you awake, you are fresh and start working it. But you will do this thing only when you have really planned it properly, when there is some goal in front of you. So don't live passive life, right? From today onwards, enough is enough, right? Enough. I'm not telling a big thing, right? To wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Why? Is it a big deal? But if it comes in your habit, you'll automatically start going to sleep by say 10:30. You'll start going to sleep. It is that phase 10:30 to 12 when people will be sending messages to you and then you reply, right? Then you reply. Unless there is some specific work, that's okay. But otherwise, don't make it a routine. Else people start taking you for granted. They can call you anytime. Anytime. They feel that you are so faltu, you are so free that yes, you can be approached anytime. Why? Right? Fix a time. Fix a time. That's your time. In the morning, that 4:30 to 6:30, that is your time. Unless and until you don't give yourself that quality time, that finest of the time, when that's where your brain, your body will actually develop, will progress, will learn newer and newer things, right? So for this entire fight, you have to be very precise. Yeah, that's why time should be used precisely, because once it's gone, it will never be the same. So true, right? That is so true. And say, I really congratulate you for deleting those games. I was so happy when I, within minutes, I got your message that you deleted those games. Yeah, it is really good. I really appreciate it. Right? And about this, that human mind is not satisfied with anything. See, we are amazing excuse makers. As such, when do we say that, okay, I am satisfied? When do we say that? If someone has got, say, 1 million rupees, he'll say, now I want 10 million. The day he has got 10 million, he'll dream of that I should be having my personal helicopter. The day he has got helicopter, he'll say, how about one personal private jet? Right? The day he has got jet, he'll say, why not about multiple villas into the multiple countries? Right? And it goes on and on and on. There is no limit. In fact, humans are the most dissatisfied person. Most dissatisfied. We are not worrying about, say, all those advertisements. They are what? There was one advertisement that was about, I think, surf, right? Surf excel. The single punch line, भला उसकी साड़ी मेरी साड़ी से सफेद कैसे? खत्म. The sale of that surf that shot like anything. Simple comparison. They have injected that toxin into your brain that no, my dress should be better than yours. But that comparison, the day that comparison comes, this entire piece is lost. We are happy with our simple small car, but the day someone gets a Mercedes, we feel, array, I should go for BMW, right? The he goes for BMW, we say no, I should be going for the highest model of Audi. And it goes on and on and on. In fact, it becomes a rat race. It becomes a rat race. Rat race is that you keep on running, and you are never satisfied, right? Your goals are changing, right? But you keep on running on and on. Now, does that mean that we should not progress? Well, define the progress. We don't define, that's why we keep on running. If it is said that this is the start line and this is the finish line, it is that at the finish line we do expect a medal, and yes, we get the medal. That's the reward. That's the reward. That what brings a smile on our face. We say, yes, I crossed the finish line. Unfortunately, we don't even define the finish line. So that's why in life, when people start earning, right, they have not defined their goals. So it keeps on and on and on. And at any stage of life, they are never ever satisfied. Right? Now, yeah, it's what? It has power to gain knowledge infinitely. That's why it will never be satisfied in any way. Well, we take it this way. There is a difference between, say, knowledge, right? It's a good point, and the information. Right? Knowledge and information. Now, the world is going like, that's what, in fact, my intention was. I was about to take this topic, but because you have asked, so let me take it initially. Say that the knowledge is what is given in books, right? One after the another, one chapter after another, right? We keep on reading, and at times we take it into our discussion. We say, then we get marks, right? It is knowledge or it is information. Actually, it is information. It is not knowledge. It is information. It was lying there into our books. Now we have copied that thing and we have placed into our head. It is not much like previously it was on some site. Now we have downloaded those PDFs, and those PDFs, they are now into my hard drive, now into my computer, right? That's it. So when it is like this, from that site to it is on my computer, there is not much of the difference, right? It is the same PDF, same amount of information. It was on cloud, it is now onto my computer. But then when you start analyzing it, you understood it, and then after understanding it, right, you tried to implement it in such a way that this implementation is now linking with various other technologies. This is where the world is going. That's what is called as the integration. That's what is called as the integration. This is the reason that those days Previously, it was like that if even if one MBBS person, right, he was considered as wow. Then slowly and gradually, things started increasing. Now the things have gone to that level that when, let's say, if you are a radiologist, right, so then there is so much of electronics involved. Yeah, there is heavy electronics involved. You have to actually know about those piezoelectricity, because then and then you will say that yes, there are new things which are coming up, those new technology, those new devices which will give you a cutting edge for the diagnosis part. But that thing will come into picture only if you really can appreciate about all those technologies, right? So it means you have to study for that, and then you have to combine both the things. If you can do this, that's where the your value would rise. And that's what I really want from you. Plan this way. So, example, when I said that we'll be discussing the respiratory system, right? How shall we discuss? Shall we be discussing? As we'll be talking about the physiology of respiratory system, as and when it is needed, we'll be integrating the pathology. Now, obviously, the pathology, pharmacology, right? All those, they are very respectable subjects, right? Shall we be going into complete depth? No, but at what point we really go into the complete depth of physiology? Because if we try to go into the complete depth of physiology, it would take 2 years to complete physiology, and even after 2 years it is impossible to say that yes, now I'm knowing the entire physiology fully and completely. No, it's never. You are student for the entire life. You are a student only. The day you feel that yes, now I know everything, was stop. That's the point from where you'll start declining. So keep this thing in mind that you are a student for rest of the life, for the entire life. On the last day, let's say you stay, right? Your life 100 years, so even on 99 years, 364th day also, you are a student. You are a senior student, but you are a student, right? Keep this thing in mind. It is the sort of your mental setup. So first, don't think about that it is a 5 year race. First, it is not at all a race, it is a journey, right? It is not at all a race, it's a journey. It's a journey. Race is what gives you stress. It gives you stress. What we say race means competitor. Someone is overtaking you. And when someone is overtaking you, you feel कि अरे यार आगे निकल गए. And when you overtake someone, right, you feel that, yes, see, he is so slow, she is so slow, right? Everything is in comparison. But when it is like a journey is a pleasure, right? You just go, you just run, and then start enjoying the surrounding. So when you are running, as you pass through the padder road, enjoy the padder road. As you passing through Worli ceiling, so yes, enjoy that. You are passing through marine lines, yes, enjoy that. That who on earth will vacate that marine lines for you, and you are the sole runner? That's okay, you are the last runner, but still the entire marine lines is vacated for you, not a single car, and you alone, right? You are running. There is a, if you Google, there is a picture, right, on Worli ceiling, the entire Worli ceiling, that bridge that is so busy, but that entire bridge is completely vacated, right? Completely vacated, and only one runner is running, and bichara, he is so thaka hua, but still that photograph, because he was the last runner, but still he was running, na? He reached to the finish line and he got the medal. He is definitely million times better than someone who was sleeping in his bed because he never started. There might be few runners, they were like rabbit, right? But they were into their bed. This turtle, he finished the race line. He got the medal, right? Okay. Now, what will you do for this? That's what is like, you have to condition, mental conditioning. Just condition yourself. At times you will feel that this is so brutal, but yes, it is needed. It is needed. So 15 plus 10 minutes, right? 15 minutes for your physical fitness, 10 minutes for anything that is like you are involved into that. Play a game, right? Game means something like Sudoku, brainy game, right? But limit is 10 minutes. Now we come to our studies part. In your study, for next 3 days, figure out that which is your high energy time. High energy time. And how will you do this? This high energy time, you can't decide that way. You have to write your diary. You have to write. So every morning, right? Say, as soon as you wake up, you write down how is your mood, right? Do you really feel like studying, right? Then every 2 hours, try to write. This is to be done only for 3 days. But do keep a check that when you actually feel very happy, and then do try it. Take a book, start reading, and then if you find that yes, suddenly you are remembering it very effectively, fine, put a note on that. For 3 days, within 3 days, you will come to know that this is the time phase when you are very, very efficient. You are very, very active, right? That's your high energy, happy time. You need to figure it out because once you have figured it out, don't give this time to anyone. Don't waste because that's the gold. That's the gold. Unfortunately, many times we waste this time. This gold time is lost. Someone calls you up, and then that call is taking away that portion of time when you are at your highest level of energy. So, no, will not do this, right? So, that's the second assignment which is now given to you. In next 3 days, figure it out. There is something what is called as, and almost everyone knows about it, that practice makes, right? You must have guessed. Man, perfect. I don't agree with this. It is the perfect practice that makes you perfect. This is needed. Else, if you only talk about practice, and in case if you are making any mistake in that, so that means you are repeatedly doing that mistake again and again and again, so that you are now expert in making mistakes. And once you are expert in making mistakes, your brain would say, no, this is the best. This is the best situation. And then we make excuses out of it. That as such, though I am good, right? My capacity is very high, but because it is due to this rain, because of this is because today's temperature is bit low, I was unable to run. Otherwise, my capacity is very high. The point is, your running style was wrong. You never changed it. It was told 10 times that don't swing your, if this is your body, this is the midline, don't swing your hand in such a way that it should cross midline. So don't run like this, right? Because it is eating away your energy. But as it was not followed, it came into the negative result. So, point is, listen properly. If it is said, if it is said that do it like this, at least give it a shot for 3 days. If not much, give it a shot for 3 days, and for these 3 days, give your heart and soul. No, don't keep any doubts, because the day we try to be very intelligent, we feel that acha, chalo, my sir is telling me, but what if it is not done? It will not never be done. It will never be done. Always compare neighbor's kid from me in every aspect. Ashutosh, with due respect to everyone, but this is not good. Yes, because when the comparison, right, we'll be discussing this point. You're just this one statement. right? This one statement will be discussing at length when we'll be dealing with the psychiatry, when we'll be talking with the behavioral science. This is the point which gives so much of pain, because the moment it is said that yes, you are good, but that person is better than you. Immediately, if I tell you right now, right, literally feel yourself, right, as if I'm talking to all of you one by one. If I say that there is one more batch and that batch is so good, I have to explain this topic, this concept only once and they understand, and over here I have to repeat it thrice. Immediately your energy level will sink, and then from that point onwards, whatever the things which are getting explained, right, no use, it's all gone waste, it's gone. With low energy, it is impossible. And whenever there is comparison, see, that's what these ad people are doing, right? All these advertisements, because this is like we are public. That's why I feel that I hate that thing. I feel like taking those names, those stupid nonsense advertisements, when they say that yes, it is the exam time and then drink this and then drink that, and aapka bacha, he'll be competing nicely into these exams. Nonsense people, they don't understand that they are pumping sugar into their body, right? That sugar which is momentarily giving the spike, and then it is giving that euphoria and that happiness, and they feel ki yes, yes. And because that kid is watching that advertisement, right? And when he is said in the market that mama take this, right? And if you see, if it is not taken, that kid would say that yes, my parents, they are not interested in my progress, right? See what they have done, these advertisements. That's why it is said that these advertisements, they are meant for just one purpose: exploit, exploit human weakness, human weakness, right? Exploit human weakness. Else, don't answer this question, right? Don't answer this question and don't even write it over here. But uh, see, false narrative about people or comparison is to self-doubt and loss of. I completely agree. Exactly. That is so true. The day you lose your self confidence, and then whenever there is self doubt, it's the worst thing, right? So in advertisement, that's what they really do. That's what. Now see, if we start talking about that, okay, male and female, right? If we say that yes, mutual attraction, is it wrong? Why? How can it be wrong? How can it be wrong? I mean, ask any girl that will they like a person who is like behaving like an elder brother or younger brother of railway engine. That means that smoking. Do they really like it? Means genuinely ask a female, right? Ask a female. Do they really like this? Right, they'll hate that thing, that smoke, right? And being a medico, you know that yes, this is releasing carbon monoxide and it is affecting my surfactants of my lungs, and it is harmful in so many ways. But still, because in the advertisement it is shown that only if you are a macho man, then and then you really smoke. What nonsense thing, what nonsense. Means it's like, because of this thing, because of the smoking, even it would affect their sperms, right? It would affect their next generation. It would lead to decrease in so many of his efficient when that girl would kick him out of the room. This is what really happens. But see, the advertisements, they are so powerful. They create that impression. They create that impression that unless and until you don't smoke, you don't have that capacity, right, to attract a female. Who is asking a female that you really like it? No, right? And slowly and gradually, the environment is created. The environment is created in such a way that in this environment, slowly and gradually, people are trapped. So much so that even females, they start smoking. right? And once they are into that environment, it becomes exceedingly difficult to come out of it, right? So, first thing, be selfish. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Be selfish. If you can't put a third grade kerosene into your bike or car, so you won't be putting anything nonsense into your stomach or into your breathe, right? Be very selfish when you are taking that decision. It's like if your friend is forcing to any of the extent, you say, no, this is what am I, and I can't do such nonsense things. Because if you don't take care of yourself, that means if you are not taking care of your body, then you will not be taking care of your brain. And if you are not taking care of your brain, this is a long battle. And in that battle, how do you really expect you to win? Becomes difficult, right? If our hardware itself is not supporting, right, how is it possible that we'll process most complex systems? True. And this is a commitment which you'll be giving to yourself. It has to start any day, right? It has to start. If you don't commit, this becomes a problem. So, tomorrow, what I was planning was when I say that champion's oath, yes, it is the champion's oath. When you take oath, right, it is the pledge, it is shapath. That oath which you'll take, and actually you guys would be speaking, right, with me every sentence, right? There'll be hardly 5 or 6 sentences, but you'll be speaking, you'll be writing, and you'll be reading it every day at least twice. Slowly and gradually they'll become your part. They'll become your part, and trust me, the day you'll be reaching to such heights you might not have imagined. That's the day when you'll start loving yourself. That's the day when you'll start respecting yourself. You'll say, yes, this is good. That's the purpose. Because, see, everyone, all of you, you are excellent. You are already the best, right? See, you are medico. The day it was like that, there was only one ovum, right? But there were millions and millions of sperms, millions of sperms. And then there was one brave, finest, most fit, and excellent in every aspect. He reached, and that led to that fertilization. And the outcome is you. So, right in the beginning, right from the day one, right from the second one, you were the best. You were the best, right? This sperm was invariably the best. That's why it was successful. So, then why to feel anyway inferior? Why are you comparing yourself with anyone? Don't do that. Another thing is, everything said and done, as very rightly said, we doubt ourselves, right? We doubt ourselves. All of you have got television at your home or in hostel, right? TV, right? Nice TV. And I hope you are not using that television which was way back, right? That bada sa dibba, and in which no remote. Even if you have to increase or decrease the volume, so you have to go to that TV, press the button, and then the volume was increased. No, it is with that remote. Right now, you have got that remote control, infrared remote control. Now, even there are much better remote controls available that you don't have to even point at them. Right? They are like radio frequency remote control. These are infrared IR remote controls. That is, that infrared goes and then it works. The better remote controls, they are like radio frequency remote control. So even if you point at another direction, still you don't have to really point it at. You just press over here and it will happen. But by any chance, do you give this remote control to your neighbors? right? Take this remote control and give it to your neighbors. This TV would be costing how much? Upper side, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, right? Maybe you are going for 4K, 8K TV, right? Even it will be costing something. What's the cost of your life? If someone tells that I'll give you this TV, right? This 4K TV, all you have to do is you have to just give me your distal phalanx, right? Distal phalanx of your left little finger, right? It is just this much portion you have to give, and he'll give you 4K television. Agreed? Will you give? If just for this much phalanx, right? Just for this much phalanx, you don't give this much phalanx for that TV. What about that entire body? What if someone tells that, yes, give me your brain, right? I'll give you this much money, right? Give me your just one hand, this much. No, you won't spare even your nail. But unfortunately, we give control of our life in others' hand. This is what really happens. Friend is calling, right? Friend is calling, or he is sending a message on WhatsApp that I'm calling and let's talk. Now you were in full nice mood to study, but that call came. Now in the deepest of your heart, it is like, nahi, nahi, mujhe padhai karni hai. But then he is talking about this and that and everything, and then let's go for chai. And when you come back, that entire energy, that entire mood is lost. So next, when I said that selfish, learn to say no. Learn to say no. This is again very much needed. Our entire planning will fail if you don't understand that it is necessary to say no. Learn to say no. That no, this is my time. I am studying. Then people would give you various names, right? That's okay. Who cares? Who cares? What people really see is the finished product, right? They see the finished product. The day you will reach to the great height, now they'll say, yes, 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 he was my friend, he was my roommate, right? He was my batchmate, this, that, everything. Then suddenly you will be from one just Abrar, you'll become Dr. Abrar with this, right? All those, suddenly your respect level is increased because now they know that you have got superpower. You are so powerful. So it is good to hang around with you. But previously, no, your value was nothing. If you don't respect yourself, right? If you don't respect yourself, no one would. If you don't respect your time, and as very rightly said, right, so rightly said, that time is something which is gone. Once gone, it is gone forever. It never comes back. Whatever you spend, it never comes back. So if it is not coming back, then why to waste? So that's where, if you say no, now this is my time, right? This is what I am planning to do. So that boils down to one simple thing, that apart from physical and mental fitness, what one thing is needed is plan, right? The only thing which is needed is plan. This plan will be successful only if we learn to say no, and if we identify my best time, that is when my energy level is highest. So for this thing, I'll be practicing for 3 days. I'll keep on writing how is my mood, because mood keeps on swinging. But then there is certain part of the day when you know that suddenly your efficiency spikes. It varies from person to person because that is what is called as the circadian rhythm or the biological clock, right? Biological clock. Right now we are not worrying much about what you eat, this, that, everything. Even if you are eating bit of junk food, that's okay. It's okay, right? Your body is in its best state of your life. It is with highest level of energy. So even if you eat bit of junk, it will tolerate. But later on, you have to go into discipline mode even for that. But right now we are not worrying much about it. So one, learn to say no so that you get time. You get time for yourself. And Figure out what is the best time. And once this is figured, you will do this. And that is first thing. The way we plan full marathon, we never say that straight away on the first day you run 42. Same way, there is, you must have heard about laws of attraction, right? Laws of attraction. Laws of attraction, almost everyone must have heard. That is, you think about what you want, you think it so powerfully, and then you write it down, and slowly and gradually you'll find that it is happening. Okay? Everyone talks about it. There is one specific school of thought which tells that no, it is not happening. It was bound to happen. Now that comes like a situation like whether murgi pehle ya anda, right? It becomes a difficult situation, tricky situation, that what is first, right? So over here, will not enter into this controversy that whether laws of attraction they are working or not. But we know one more thing, and surprisingly, no one told us about it, and that is that you have got certain strength, and if it is asked to you that okay, just give me your best strength, best positive characteristic of yours, and suddenly you might go blank that mere mein kya acha, right? What is that is which is so good? What is that? Instead of even three, forget, let's keep one. What is that one thing in which no one can beat you? Your confidence level is skyrocket. And if you say that, yes, I play PUBG very well, no problems. That's okay, right? I need that. If you say that, yes, I drive amazingly, right? So why not? Yes, you join me and we'll go to Ladakh on Scorpio, right? And we'll go through all those mountain roads, all those tricky roads. Yes, where half of your wheel is almost into the valley. One small mistake and the whole Scorpio will topple into say 300 to 400 feet down. Yeah, figure out, write down right now. Yes, I'm asking right now, just let me know one of your strength in which you are genuinely best, where that strength is lying somewhere deep into your heart. And it could be anything, it could be anything. You say that, yes, I am a very good cook, I can cook anything, you say. Yes, so that is your strength, that is your strength, right? So what are you good at? If you wish, yes, you write it down. I am reading, right? Something which you are proud of yourself. Good at sports, all right. Cricket. Then now I'll be a bit harsh, huh? I'll be a bit harsh. Okay. You are good at sports. Sports is a very general term. So that means right from the badminton to water sports to skiing to cricket to table tennis, everything you are excellent at. Okay. Then cricket. So why are you not into the Indian cricket team? You are good at chess. Sure, you must be. But then at national level, where are you? Right? Good at party planning. Yeah, that is interesting. Huh? Okay. Okay. See, I'm not doubting your capabilities. When I'm telling that yes, I'll be a bit harsh, I am not doubting your capabilities. Not at all. Right? You might be very good in cricket. You might be excellent into the sports, right? But why I was a bit harsh? It is like if if that's what you are excellent at, that means you have given your heart and soul, right, to that, for sports, right? Whatever the sports you are good at it, no one can be good at that sports just randomly. You must have given so much of time, so much of your energy, so much of your sweat, and and where people were failing, they were telling nahi thak gaye. At that point you said nahi, main nahi thaki, I'll do that, right? So where is that passion gone? If you are so good at cricket, right? Say state level champion, right? But then why not at a higher level? But if you are, yes, really good at it, it means your brain has already known, he has tested that efficiency. Now all you need to do is take that efficiency and just put it into this newer skill set. That's it, a newer task. It is that state of mind which is to be injected into this new task. You do it with same efficiency, but this time that enthusiasm level will be very high. When you really start talking in that way, that these books, right, these books, whatever you are learning, right, as if it is part of the game, it is part of the sports. When you are thinking that when I'm learning, say, musculoskeletal system, and let's say you are a very good swimmer, right? You are excellent in swimming. You are a good swimmer. So then you will see, then you will say that yes, these are the muscles. And when I was moving my hand, yes, this is my muscle who was supplied by this nerve and this nerve. Thanks to this nerve, thanks to this muscle who is taking me to this level, right? What have you done? Suddenly, the entire upper limb anatomy has changed. Now you are not learning upper limb anatomy for the purpose of anatomy. You are learning because you are good at sports. So it is thanks to these muscles. Really talk to those muscles. You will never forget. You will never ever forget. Tomorrow from 2:30 to 4:30, that is where we shall be talking about brachial plexus, right? Brachial plexus. Brachial plexus, which is considered as one of the trickiest plexus. And very important because so many things, Orb's palsy, this, that, so many are associated with it. But when say we try to learn it, it is bit complicated. But when we start learning it in this fashion, that it is this plexus which is taking us all the way to making us such a good person in sports, right? So this is just an example. Yeah, people would say pagal ho gaya. Exactly. Yeah, people would tell you crazy, right? And especially when you really talk with yourself, right? People tell you crazy, but who cares, right? The day you are successful, they'll say, yes, that's his craziness that he has reached to this height. People's memory are short and they just watch the finished product. Remember, no one would care that through what trouble have you passed and before you reach to that level, right? No one. And this is the reason that on Everest, there are only few. Most of them, they are onto that base camp only. But that's the difference. Everyone dreams, everyone feels that yes, one day I'll reach. Minor trouble, fall back. Minor trouble, fall back. Because there is an option. There is an option. So next is throw away that option. We keep our option like that this is plan A, this is plan B. If I am not successful on this plan A, I'll be going for plan B. Nonsense, complete nonsense, because you told your brain this sentence. If I am not, right, brain will say, acha, no, right, remember this thing, definitely, right? I'll make sure that you are not successful. Brain will say that these are the keywords. Now I'll make sure. We always say, like that I should not fail, right? There is a difference between I'll pass and I should not fail. They both are grammatically or literature wise, they both are almost same. But for brain, no, it is completely different. It is completely different. Any of these words, they are taken as the keywords. Brain won't take the reference to context. आगे पीछे it won't see. It will say this is the keyword. Okay, printed. Fail, fail, fail. Then all the way it will try to make things in such a way that you definitely fail. And when you say, I will definitely pass, but brain will pick up the word pass, and yes, you will pass. So the point is that laws of attraction, they say that yes, you have to think, you have to dream this, that. Over here, this is what is called as the laws of visualization. What visualization is telling, your strength, and using that strength, how will you use it? How will you use your best possible strength? Just this much. Now, this thing is so logical because when we watch that laws of attraction, right? They say that yes, one person got the say $1 million lottery, this, that. Now, those could be coincidences. When you do this, you never fail because it is your strength, right? So, yeah, that's it. To hide our failure because it hurts our ego. True. We make excuse because we try to hide that thing because it is hurting our ego. But that ego is again coming up when we start comparing ourselves. It's like if you just disconnect yourself, you just focus on what you really want to do. So that's what I was telling, that every morning when you wake up, start with a small target. So today, just after completion of our discussion, right, our talk, you make a small target. Say today is what? Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, bus. Just for these 3 days, you write down only 3 topics. Now that's something which is so less, correct? But any 3 topics, and decide that next week, when the Monday would start, Monday morning would be the day when I'll be knowing these 3 topics so well, very well, right? And so much so, so nicely that if it would be asked, then I should be able to speak it fluently on those topics. They should be my part, right? They should be my part. But this much is what is needed initially. This is a constant process, right? As we'll be meeting regularly, right? So I'll keep on injecting one after another thoughts. I could have said 10 things to you, right? But what's the point? It is difficult to break the pattern. Our brains, they are fed into a specific pattern. So it is not possible. If I tell you 10 things, you will find it so difficult to follow. But say this thing you can follow, 15 minutes of exercise. Yes, and to make it still easier, do you like music? Right? You like music? Must be, right? Even if it is one of the craziest music, let your neighbors shout. Yeah, let them shout. Put it at a high volume. If not anything more, just dance out, right? अरे यार नाच लो. That will remove so many inhibitions. That can I speak like this? Can I do like this? Or do hell with the word. To hell with them, right? This is your pleasure. If you can't enjoy yourself, then what the hell? Where will you enjoy into your subjects? So this is one. Second, 10 minutes, right? This is just an example, right? Sudoku, right? Sudoku. Solve it. Gradually, you'll find that you'll be going for difficult and difficult things, and you'll be spending the same amount of time. Your neural circuits, those neural circuits, they are developing, right? More and more neural circuits. And that's why it was said that in case of Einstein, his ability was extremely good for going for all those possible permutation combination. Otherwise, how will it look like that when you start this concept, the theory of relativity, that the speed of light, that is one which is considered as c, right? The speed of light is 1,86,000 miles per second, and the speed at which you, at this speed, if you travel for 1 year, so then it is called as the light year. Now, what a mammoth distance are we talking about? But theory of relativity takes you to even a higher level. What it really tells is that when you start traveling equivalent to the speed of light, actually your body clock starts going down. That means here is the Earth, right? Here is the Earth, and here is, let's say, Alpha Centauri, which is our nearest star, which is 3.37 light years far. That means even if I start traveling exactly in the correct direction from to that star, it will take 3 years, 3.37 years, so that when I come back, 3.37 for going and 3.37 years for returning, which comes to roughly, right? Let's say roughly it is about, say, 7 years, right? 7 years. So my life should have been increased by 7 years. The finest part is that when you return, your life has been increased by only few minutes. Only few minutes. Body clocks actually slows down as you travel near to the speed of light. This is what is called as the theory of relativity, and that's what we really see. That's what we really see. So it means, now I'm about to make a very shocking statement, that in space technology, and this is what really happened at in US, when in one of the seminar at Houston, right, NASA, when this question was asked, I said that the more and more money you spend for your telescopes so that you can watch the far and far distance, that means you are becoming more and more incorrect, right? The audience and those scientists over there, they said, no, we are not getting what exactly are you trying to say. I said that, chalo, very simple principle. I am here, right? When these are the three stars over here, one is at the distance of 100 light years, one is at 50 light years, third is at 25 light years, and if my telescope can see just up to 25 light years, it means I am watching up to this point. But when I created a telescope, right, say for example Mount Palomar telescope, which has got capability to go in millions of light years, so now because it picks up even the great 10 stars, right? So now if my capability is up to 100 light years, the image which I am getting over here is, it is completely incorrect. Because what image, let's say this is A, this is B, this is C, A, B and C, right? What I am getting is completely incorrect image, because this image is 100 years old, this image is 50 years old, this image is 25 years old. Completely incorrect. The real picture is, let's say, before 45 years, this something happened to this star, right? It got diffused, right? It died. But still, it happened before 45 years, right? But still, that light is still coming, right? It will keep on coming. It will keep on coming because this is at the distance of 100 light years. It will need 100 years to know that, yes, that star is not there. But for 100 years, so I'll keep on thinking, yes, that star is there, there, there. So I mean, the larger the distance, the more inaccurate are we. I said, am I correct? There was no reply. In fact, it was like they said that, gentlemen, you can leave, right? Because there was one more question, but well, it happens. So the point is that Einstein did all these things on paper and pencil. He just wrote this thing. And when it was actually tested, right, by putting two fighter planes, one along with the Earth orbit and second the reverse, it turned out to be a very accurate thing. So the point is this: do this, that your neural circuits will become more and more powerful, and all these things will be reflected into your studies, and it will happen automatically, right? So starting with this, right, for next 3 days, just figure out those topics in which, and they could be easier topics, that's okay, but you should be no excuse. You should be good. No, you should be very fine, very fine. I'll not say the best, because when we say best, it becomes comparison. You should be very fine with those topics, right? You should be happy about those topics. So that's, and the fourth thing is this. This is what I really want. That every night when you go to sleep, just before going to sleep, right? Over here, talk with yourself. Talk to yourself. And that talk should be including only one simple thing. You can easily go for that revision, this, that, all those things, right? They are all good. They are all good. But when you talk with yourself, only one thing. What you will do tomorrow, right? What will you do tomorrow? When you wake up, again, this thing. What is to be done today? And you will find that by the end of the day, most of the work would be done, because your brain was preparing your entire structure for it. That yes, these are the things which are to be completed. Else, yeah, gravitational lensing. Yes, yes, yes. We'll talk about it. So, so in this, right, you prepare yourself in such a way. Now, as I said, that are you planning to go for USMLE? Right? If you say yes, so then normally that's your first year and that's the second year. USMLE step one, this is the ideal point where one should take it. Step one. That is by the end of your second year MBBS, you should be almost ready. Because in USMLE, they'll be asking you for pathology, they'll be asking you for pharmac, no doubt anatomy, etc. And plus behavioral science, immunity, those are all subsidiary topics. So here it gives you sufficient time and the path to achieve it. Everyone must think and feel for going for step one. Else, your target would be over here to finish the MBBS. But when you do this, you are planning to appear for the most difficult exam, right? And the target is what? Just after 2 years. If you have spent another 6 months, right, then the target is after 1.5 years. Sorry. If you are in second year, then it is just after 1 year. So even if you have not worked very properly, very hard in the first year, still now the target is over here. You have got a very good target, and work, right? Work expands. Work expands to fill up the time space. To fill up the time space. If it is said that just after 1 month you will be having exam, trust me, you will prepare yourself fine just after 1 month. But if it is said that exam is after 1 year, so then you'll say then abhi se kyun tension lena, right? Immediately the work expands, right? It happens even in our day-to-day life also, that normally your tiffin is ready by, let's say, 9 o'clock in the morning, right? It is ready by 9 o'clock in the morning. But on Sundays, as it is a holiday, so then even up, say, even till 1 p.m. afternoon, that slowly and gradually things are moving, right? Because they say it's a holiday. It's a chutti ka din. Are? But then it is not so that something extra is getting made. No, it is the same thing, but work expands. That's how our brains work. So over here, the moment you set a target that yes, by the end of second year MBBS, I want to go for step one, and step one of USMLE, as it is tough, you need to be immediately your entire body, your entire brain, your entire setup would change, right? Now, if you know that you are crossing a desert, right, and in that desert, you know that you have to travel for, say, on your feet 100 kilometers, and you have lost just 7 liters of water with you, will you be wasting this water? No, every drop would count, because now there is a target. You know that this much is needed. The day you will decide that yes, this is my target, step one, right, this is what I want to give, then every day would be like a battle. You will say no, 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 I just can't waste my time like this. Same thing, right? Same thing, whether it is PLAB or it is next, this is just an example, right? We'll talk about all these exams individually also, where I'll be telling you exact steps. But say even if you take like step one, because see USMLE, if you can crack any of the exam, right? Then next would be the much easier, right? The idea is conditioning your brain. That is what is needed. Unfortunately, we look at the exam, we don't condition our brain. The day you start conditioning your brain, you'll be excellent. You'll be so good, so good. So, and once you do this thing, right? Once you finish this thing, I'm also making one email address, a special email address for this purpose, right? I'll post it in the comments only. So you can send a mail. I'll reply. And in that, try to make a mail as short as possible in the form of keywords. But whatever the difficulty, whatever the problem you face, just do let me know, right? Even if there are 100 emails, right, I'll reply to all those 100 emails. Don't worry, right? But give yourself a good commitment and start from today. Right? Regarding our MBBS study, all you have to do is you have to commit it like say in first 6 months, right? Let's keep a small target. In first 6 months, say anatomy is so vital, right? It's so vital. So in first 6 months, at least you should be able to complete the upper limb, thorax. This much is bare minimum. This much is bare minimum. This must be completed, right? To give in June 21 and December 2021. Sure, sure. Will and what about our MBBS classes start? Uh, say in fact your classes has already started, right? Say for example every Saturday and Sunday we are meeting, right? Every Saturday, Sunday. And last Sunday it was the first class, but from tomorrow we are starting the upper limb, right? So I'll take you all the way to upper limb. In our training, it won't be like that I'll be teaching you the bones only of the entire body, then the arteries. No, it would be like when we are starting upper limb in will be completed in its entirety, everything. So it means when we'll declare that okay, upper limb is completed, everything from this point to this point, right? Everything would be well known, comfortable to you. That would include even the CT scan sections, that would include even the x-rays, that would include even so many fractures, and I'll show you all those images so that your base for radiology is also getting ready, right? In the process, while learning upper limb, we'll also be talking about x-rays. We'll also be talking about, let's say when we'll be discussing thorax, yes, we'll see that why it happens that for X-ray chest, it becomes PA view and not AP view. We'll also learn the basic principles. So that same principles would be applied as you will be going for say head and neck and brain. Because let's say if we try to implement those systems, right? Those systems into brain. Now brain itself is so complex. So while learning brain, we don't want to involve ourselves into the complexities of the technology. But if we have already learned that thing, we'll be able to implement it instantly. So this is what I say a pyramidal system, preparing you right from the beginning, because I know that over here things would be bit rough, right? Things would be pretty complicated. There would be less time and more substance. So why not to prepare you right from the beginning? But that principle will always be following, that unless the base is clear, will not be proceeding further, right? Same style, the way we were learning physiology, the way we were learning immunity, step by step, we'll keep on adding points more and more. That's true, right? So yeah, okay. I'll coordinate. I'll coordinate with your college timetable and will let you know. But see, whatever is going on, I'm just telling that on Saturday and Sunday, it's like 2 + 2 hours, and another 2 + 2 hours you should be giving for revision. And this 2 + 2 is for revision, it is in entire week, right? I think if this much, if you can spare, that would be more than enough. Okay. So with this, we stop at this point. Immediately means I'll be preparing all these. I'll be making that Telegram channel, right, as told to you. Then I'm also planning for that Insta ID. And the third thing is one specific email so that you can share any of your problems, right, even personally, so that I'll reply to all of you. But definitely I'll reply, right? Even if it takes a day or two extra, but yes, I would reply. All right. Thank you so much. And we meet soon again. Thank you and wish you all the best. Thank you and bye bye. Yeah, I'll do that.